Welcome to my third professional tournament this year. It's been a grind and I'm excited to share today's video with you, which is brought to you by Morse Coffee. I'm sipping on a little bit of that as I'm gonna go back through and I'm gonna recap today's round. My strategy going into today was to really just be more aggressive. A lot of times I'll show up to a tournament and I'll wanna hit 2-iron off a lot of tees instead of using my distance to my advantage off of the tee with a driver. So I kind of chose mentally, I'm gonna hit driver everywhere I can, and then, we'll just see what happens after that. So first hole, it was 438 yards, water up the left, and then you couldn't really miss too far right. So I just picked a good target, put a really good swing on it. Really confident swing there to start off the tournament, just ended up just to the right of the fairway. I had 107 yards left on this one, just hit a nice smooth sand wedge and left it just a little bit short, but was really happy with the shot. Well, I probably had 20 feet for birdie. I think this was a little bit nervy, but I ended up rolling it by about 6 or 8 feet, and then thankfully I made the comebacker to start with a par. And now I'm on to hole number 2, par 3. It is 182 yards straight into the wind. It's a little bit off of the left. Maybe not quite straight into then. Hit a really good shot here. Thought the wind was gonna hold it there, but it pulled it back just to the left side of the green there. Left myself with about 13 feet for birdie. Had a really good line on this putt, put a good roll on it, and dropped that bad boy in there for birdie to get to 1 under after 2. On to the first par 5 of the day. If I had played this course before, I would not have hit driver here because water came into play that I didn't know about. Thankfully, I actually hit this ball right. It was considerably right. And at least I look really good in primo. I mean, dadgum, look at those blade collars. I absolutely love them. I hit 6-iron here, just getting it back in the fairway. Ball was kind of sitting down, so I just made sure and yeeted it pretty hard. Left myself with 80 yards in. And I tell you what, I could not get comfortable over this ball for anything. I backed off of it, had 75 yards or something stupid, and just made a stupid little golf swing there and ended up in the bunker. Hit a really good bunker shot, got myself out to about 6 or 8 feet. I mean, had a really good line on this putt, hit the exact putt that I was thinking. And the hole just unfortunately moved out of the way and I made bogey. So back to even par. On to hole number 4 here. It was just a really nice, comfortable 3-wood. I wanted to carry it about 300 yards and then leave myself with, kind of cut the corner a little bit, but driver would have taken me through the fairway. Left myself with 127 yards here, decided just to hit a really firm 54 degree. I didn't want to choke down or hit it a light 50 degree because I'm trying to get over Fogel, fear of going long. Hit a really good aggressive shot here. It landed at pin high and then it rolled back down that ridge, left myself with another 30-footer. Pace was really good, line was really good for that distance of putt, left myself with a couple feet. Actually, it was more like 1.5 feet, and rolled that in for par to remain at even. On to hole number 5, which this was a really kind of interesting golf hole. One of my competitors, I saw where he hit driver, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna do the same. Stick with my game plan, stay aggressive, and was able to put a really good swing on this. Absolutely nuked it. Just really happy with that golf shot. Left myself with, I think it was about 40 yards, and unfortunately just kind of yacked this one a little bit too hard. Left myself with another 30-footer, kind of went through a swell back up. And I mean, I hit a really good putt. Well, I had a really good line on this putt and then just kind of got scared of it. Had a little bit of Fogel, left it short. And it's always so hard watching these back and seeing that, because I had the guy that I was playing with missed that same putt. It was actually more of a grain that pulled it and not the break. That's Florida greens for me, so I'm still just getting used to that. But 3-putted there, put myself at 1 over going into hole number 6. Decided I'm just gonna stick with my game plan, just rip a drive up the left side and fade it a little bit. And that's exactly what I did right here. Was really happy with that tee shot, really nice, well-balanced swing, and left myself with 137 yards in, just missed the fairway to the left. Hit just a really full 50 degree here, was really happy with it. It was downwind, ended up a little bit long, another 30-footer that I couldn't quite get my, proximity to the hole close enough to really get in that birdie range today, but hit a really good putt, great line, great speed, was able to tap in for a really stress-free par there. 1 over going into hole number 7. 146, hit just a really smooth 8-iron. It was straight into the wind, playing about 170 uphill. Had another decent look for birdie here, left it on the low side. Was pretty disappointed in that putt. I had a spot picked out that I wanted to hit it to and I didn't, and made my par. But onto hole number 8, 1 over, 2 iron. Just hit a nice draw up there. Was really happy with that. It was a really well executed shot. Here I had 154 yards straight into the wind, took a 9 iron, hit it really hard, played it about 160, and was really happy with this golf shot. Had about 15 feet for birdie, and it just squeaked by on the left side there. Got it past the hole, that was really good. Another just routine par, pretty stress-free. Onto hole number 9, par 3. It was 182, and I was playing it about 175, it was straight downwind. Yeah, that was bad. Didn't really hit that well, missed it a little bit to the right. Tricky up and down here, this is not where you want to miss it for sure. Watching this back is hard because there's so many places to miss it on that green, and I missed it in the spot that you don't want to miss. But left myself with a 20-footer for par. I wanted to make sure that I, gave myself a good opportunity for par. And then just missed it a little bit left. Tapped in for bogey to get me 2 over after 9 holes. Where am I at mentally right now? This is interesting because I felt like I was really having one of the better ball striking days in a tournament this year, it was really fun, it was really cool. I was hitting my driver well, I was hitting everything pretty well, and then I just wasn't hitting it close to the hole to be able to convert on those birdies. So onto the back 9, we actually missed number 10's tee shot. Katie was getting some water, but I pulled it left into kind of over toward hole 1. Ended up with 75 yards, pin high. This was not a place to miss the shot. You never want to do that, but got myself on the green and had a par putt. Was over a pretty aggressive ridge, and I just got hammer hands. Actually, this is my putt for par. So that first one, I blew it way by the hole, and I had this coming back up the hill for par. Unfortunately missed that to the left. Great speed. And then on to hole number 11, which is a par 3. It was 179 yards, I believe. Hit a really firm 8 iron here. Really good execution of this shot. Left myself with about 20 feet downhill. It was about 16 feet downhill for birdie. Had a pretty good roll on it. Honestly, just left it a little bit on the low side. Rolled it past, which I was really happy with, and then had a nice 3-footer back up the hill for par. Onto hole 12. Once again, most of the time I would have backed off and hit 2 iron, but I decided to stick with my game plan and just be very aggressive with my driver. And looks like I had some hair in my mouth or something. Really well executed shot there. At 114 yards left, just hit a really firm 54 degree to a back pin. Was really, really happy with how I hit this shot. Just a nice little sawed off, actually faded that one a little bit. Left myself with 4 foot for birdie. Was able to convert to get back to 2 over. On to hole number 13, just a nice 2 iron. Couldn't hit driver here because of those trees, so I just hit a little draw. Left myself with just a comfortable 8 iron in. Spun this one a little bit more than I was anticipating, and it came up a little bit short. I think this was actually like 35, 40 feet for birdie. Kind of a pace putt, making sure I got the pace right. And I actually thought I was gonna make that putt when it was a few feet out, but tapped in for another stress-free par to stay at 2 over. This par 5, hole number 14 is it was kind of weird. I couldn't hit driver because it was water right in my landing zone and I couldn't carry it over it. So hit 2 iron, kind of yeeted it to the left a little bit. Left myself in the fairway. I thought I was gonna be in the rough, but it was in the fairway. Decided to go for this green. It was 268 to the pin. Just kind of opened the face on my 2 iron and just hit it really hard and left. Hit a really, really good shot here. Ended up about 45 feet for eagle, up and over the ridge. Once again, just another one of those really long putts that you're just focusing on pace. And left myself with about 4 foot for birdie here. Gets me back to 1 over par, and now I'm on to hole 15, which is a par 3, just a nice stock 8 iron here to the center of the green. Pin was kind of on the left, so kind of wanted to leave myself below the hole here. And had 25 feet for birdie. Hit a really good putt. Was nice and aggressive. It actually just caught the low edge of this hole here and just barely missed, but Had 3 feet for par, which I was able to clean up there and stay at 1 over going into 16. 16 is a par 5. It's kind of weird. It's pretty hard dogleg left with some trees right up the left side of the tee box. I couldn't really hit driver, so just hit a really firm 2-iron, covered the bunker. It was about 250 and rolled out. Left myself with a good number in. Hit just a really strong 4-iron here. My goal was to stay just short of the green because it was trouble long, so a well executed shot. Was really happy with how I hit that, and then this chip was, well, it was more mental than anything, but I just kind of hit the equator, and I think Kate even lost the ball because it was so bad, but decided to putt this for my birdie. Pretty good line, a little bit too much pace down the hill, but I left myself with 6 feet straight up the hill for my par. Had a good line, just trusted it, and crept it in there to stay at 1 over through 16 holes. On to hole number 17. All things considered, I think I played this hole pretty badly. Watching these back is so hard because I see so many different things about what I could have done, but this is cool because I'm learning. You guys are getting to see the process. But yeah, this is tough. This is tough stuff. Hit it in the water. I had 176 left, and I just was able to, like, you know, be present with the shot and, you know, try to make par. Hit a really, really good shot here, actually. Left myself with, I think I had 8 feet up the hill for my 4, and hit a really, really good putt. The hole just did not get in the way, unfortunately, and I made a bogey on 17 to put me at 2 over. That was definitely a little bit deflating. On to hole number 18. It's straight away par 4, hit driver. A little bit left, and unfortunately my second shot, the camera died, and so I hit a 60 degree that was into the wind and landed probably about center of the green and pulled all the way back to the front. Left me this for my birdie. Just a kind of a misjudge on pace here. Although it looks close, I still had like 6 feet left. Just dove right at the last side and dipped its toes in and decided not to fall for me. So unfortunately not the way that I wanted to finish, but I did end up with a 73 3 over par. Lots to learn from this for me. I hit 65% of the fairways. I hit 14 greens, which is actually very impressive. The biggest thing is I had 37 putts this round, which it was tough because I left myself with so many 30 footers. Overall, I had a pretty, you know, decent day. I just didn't really convert. I understand that, you know, this is professional golf, and I shot 3 over par. You're never really gonna win doing that. You're not even gonna put yourself in contention, but I'm not very far into this journey. I believe that I can play. I believe that I can play on a high level. It's just gaining experience and learning all of the little ins and outs of competition. You know, playing professional golf is hard, and I understand that, and it's a grind. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and, you know, for me, I'm gonna continue to work towards the things I need to get better at and continue to share the process with you guys.